Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming in today. Today, we are going to talk about understanding and preventing burnout for social work students. I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can see the PowerPoint that I've made for today's group. Give me just 1 second. Can everybody see the PowerPoint? Okay, perfect. So, today we're going to be talking about understanding and preventing burnout for social work students. The agenda, we're going to be doing the introduction, which we just did, the icebreaker, what is burnout, 3 dimensions, why social workers are at risk, recognizing the warning signs, burnout versus compassion fatigue versus secondary trauma, impact on you and your work, preventing burnout, um, individual strategies, preventing burnout, professional and organizational, evidence
Mm.
based coping approaches, boundaries and ethical self care. Whoops. And then a mini reflection and a closing activity. So, for the icebreaker today, I want you to think about your current stress level from 1 being low and 10 being like super maxed out. Choose an emoji that matches your mood or share a number in the chat or you can share it out loud. Who wants to go first?
I can go first. My current stress level, if we're going to be completely honest, is right now is probably at a 6. Very stressed. An emoji, I think, would be the last one. We're going like this. Um, and share your number. Oh, yeah, I just did that. Yes, that's mine.
Perfect. Thank you for sharing. And I'm sorry that you're feeling so stressed out. So at the end, we'll circle back to this just to see if anything's changed. Who's next?
I can go. I would say my current stress level is probably about a 7.
Everybody's feeling some stress today.
I think my stress. Can you guys hear me okay?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I'm never sure with these headphones. I think I'm probably at about a 6 today too. Like Taylor, I like just got home from work.
Hmm.
Like haven't had that like time to like do anything else except jump back on the computer, and it's been a long day.
Um, I would say I'm at like a 6 or a 7. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's better than yesterday, but it's still a little up there.
So a little bit better than yesterday, but still up there.
Hmm.
Well, thank you for sharing. All right. So, what is burnout? So, burnout is emotional, physical, or mental exhaustion from chronic, unmanaged stress. It's recognized by the World Health Organization as an occupational phenomenon. It develops gradually, not overnight, when passion collides with pressure. So, there's 3 dimensions to burnout. There's emotional exhaustion. You're feeling drained, unable to give more of yourself. Depersonalization, becoming detached or clinical or cynical towards clients or coworkers. Reduced personal accomplishment, so you're feeling ineffective despite effort. Which of these dimensions do you notice first when you're running on empty?
Um, I guess for me, it would be emotional exhaustion and depersonalization because I always feel drained. And then sometimes I kind of just detach myself from others.
Thank you for sharing.
I feel very. Oh, sorry. Do you want to go, Talia?
That's fine. You can go.
Okay. So I feel the same as you, Sarah, where like I do feel very drained, especially when I'm feeling burnout and depersonalization. Like I can just be like, gonna sound so mean, but just like, oh my god, I really don't care right now. Even though like I do care, but it's just in the moment. I'm just like, oh my god.
Thank you for sharing.
I feel like I struggle a lot with depersonalization. I was thinking the same exact thing as you, Taylor, so don't feel bad. It doesn't sound bad. I've been there. Yesterday was one of those situations, unfortunately. Um, but yeah.
Thank you for
I
sharing.
I definitely agree with you about the depersonalization. My like capacity for empathy is completely diminished when I mean, with anybody I come into contact with. I'm in a horrendous mood usually.
Thank you for sharing. I can definitely relate to everyone. A lot of depersonalization and emotional exhaustion as well. All right, so why are social workers at risk? So, social workers tend to have heavy caseload and paperwork demands, exposure to trauma and secondary trauma, limited resources and systemic barriers, the pressure to always help, ethical and emotional labor, recognizing the warning signs, constant fatigue or trouble sleeping, irritability and loss of patience, feeling detached or numb with clients, physical symptoms like headaches, stomach issues, loss of motivation or hope. What are some warning signs of burnout that you've noticed in yourself?
I'll have um I'll have stomach problems for sure. It's like, I mean, it's kind of secondary to like anxiety, but yeah, definitely stomach problems.
Thank you for sharing.
I would say feeling detached and irritable, but it presents in a different way. It doesn't usually present with my clients. It presents like in my personal life, which I guess it's the right thing to do. I mean, I'm not, we're not supposed to act that way towards clients, but it's also not really fair to like people in my personal life.
All right. I understand that, but there's also no right or wrong way to experience these symptoms. You know what I mean?
Right, that's true.
For me, it's like a mixture of things. So I'm like, I always feel tired. I struggle with sleep. Um, I get like headaches, migraines, GI issues.
Yeah, and I feel like a mix of what everyone has said too. Definitely really relate to Talia about like the irritability. Like I also get very irritated with people in my personal life when I'm feeling burnt out. Um, and like just I get a lot of headaches and I feel very tired and just like there's just no motivation at all. Oh, Terry, you're on mute.
Thank you. So, what is burnout versus compassion fatigue versus secondary trauma? So, burnout is gradual depletion from workload, organizational stressors, rest, and workload changes help. Compassion fatigue is emotional residue from caring, empathetic over involvement, boundaries and supervision help. Secondary trauma is indirect trauma from client stories, PTSD like symptoms, and trauma processing required. Impact on you and your work. Whoops. Personal exhaustion, anxiety, loss of joy. Professional, reduced empathy, errors, absenteeism. Clients feel unheard or disengaged helpers. Agencies might experience high turnover or low morale. Preventing burnout, individual strategies. So, prioritizing rest and sleep is a major thing that we need to be doing when we're feeling burnt out. Move your bodies, walking, stretching, yoga, practice mindfulness or brief breathing pauses, eat regularly, eat regular nourishing meals, protect personal time and schedule joy. What are some things that you guys do in your personal lives or even in your work lives to kind of prevent burnout or try to prevent burnout?
This is a loaded question, Terry.
It
um,
is, I know.
it's hard, to remind myself to, take care of myself. I know I did a presentation on self care, but like, obviously we're all human, but it's hard to remember. But one thing that I actually learned in therapy yesterday about practicing visualization for more grounding and mindfulness, and just kind of thinking of like the happy place of, you know, whenever you're feeling triggered or having intense emotions. And I used it today at work and it helped in the moment. So, yeah, that's one thing I can say that I used actively, which was today for the first time, but it worked.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
I agree with you, Taylor. It's like something that's easier said than done. I feel like we tend to tell people and our clients all day long, like, make sure you take care of yourself, and we're very often the ones that don't.
Um, oh, there's someone.
Go ahead,
Oh.
you're fine.
I definitely prioritize rest and sleep. I take naps during my lunchtime sometimes. Um, there is days that I have very long nights and I might get home at 8 o'clock at night, or if I'm on call, I might have a call at 10:30 p.m. and I make sure that the following day I sleep in. So I will usually flex my time and wake up at 9:30 or wake up at 10 unless I have a lot of work. But that usually works out for me.
That's a really good idea. I'm so glad I'm not the only one who takes naps on my lunch break.
I
That's why
love it.
I love working from home because I have a bed right there. And I literally set my alarm for 30 minutes when it goes off, and I wake up and I get right back to work.
Oh, you're better than me. I take the whole hour.
Um, I try to move my body, so I'll try going for a walk with my dog or for a jog. And I also like try to set boundaries with like work in my internship. So like if my clients are like trying to get hold of me after hours, I remind them that I'm available from like 8 to 4, and then if they need something, they need to contact the on-call number.
That's a really good strategy. I like that. Thank you guys for sharing. I appreciate you. All right, so preventing burnout and professional and organizational. So you're going to want to seek regular supervision or peer consultation. Ask for a realistic caseload. Debrief after difficult sessions. Participate in wellness committees or advocate for change. Normalize talking about burnout at work. What are some things that you do at work to prevent burnout?
Can I be honest? Sometimes I call in sick.
You need a wellness day. That's what that is. I'm here
I
for that.
Thank you. I do, if I think about it, like it's a mental health day. It's related to your wellness, exactly your physical health. So occasionally I will call in sick.
Hey, if you got the time, use it.
I strategically organize my sessions. So if I know that I'm gonna have a 2+ hour session with multiple crisis situations, then I will schedule that towards the end of the day, not towards the beginning.
There you go. That's a good way to do it.
They're very predictable kids.
I think for me, like I mean, I have conversations with my coworkers about like feeling burnt out or, just like how we're feeling about certain situations. And also the same thing, Stephanie. Sometimes I also call in and I'm just like, I don't feel good, but I just am tired or I just need a day during the week for myself. And I think, like Terry said, you have the time, use it. And I think that's really important because like you need days for yourself, especially if it's just like a random Wednesday. You're like, I don't want to do this today. And that's okay.
Absolutely. And especially if you have kids. I mean, well, kids who are in school, it's easier to take that time for yourself during the week than it is on a weekend. Well, thank you everybody for sharing. Evidence based coping approaches. So, mindfulness based stress reduction improves focus and lowers anxiety. Cognitive reframing. Challenge. I have to fix everything thoughts. Peer support groups. Share, vent, and laugh together. Creative outlets. Art, journaling, music, or gardening. Boundaries and self care. Boundaries protect relationships. Learn to say no without guilt. Separate work and personal devices when possible. Supervision. Ethical practice, not a weakness. What are some boundaries that you have that help prevent burnout from you either at work or at home? I know for me, one thing I do is the moment I clock out, my work phone gets turned off.
Same, Terry. That's actually what I was going to say.
I don't turn my phone off, but I put it in my work bag, and sometimes I do check it every once in a while, but it rarely ever happens. And if I do have a missed call or a missed message, what I do is I reach out to the on-call person and have them reach out to them just to not create that expectation of, oh, if I call, she's gonna answer.
There you go. That's a good idea.
Yeah, like I leave, so I don't work from home. I work for the county in the crisis unit, but I keep my computer and my work phone. I keep it all in the office. I never bring anything home with me unless I have to go to a different office the next day. But yeah, I don't check any of my emails. My work email isn't on my phone, so I don't look at work, think about work, or anything outside work.
So when you're done with work, work stays at work. Awesome.
I also do the same thing. I just turn off my phone, and then when I wake up in the morning, I just check my emails, and then I'll get back to everybody.
You're on mute again, Terry.
Thank you. So we're going to do a mini reflection. Think of a time when you noticed early warning signs of burnout and think of what helped or what do you think could have helped you in that moment.
I'm thinking of something that specifically happened last spring at work. And I feel like I could have spoken up sooner instead of just letting it build and build and just get worse and worse. I could have said that I needed help with the assignment a lot sooner.
So just speaking up and asking for help when you felt like you needed it.
Yeah, not trying to, do it all myself
Right,
when it was that manageable.
right. Thank you for sharing.
For me personally, honestly, I'll just use a sick day.
Um, when think of a time you know it's early signs of burnout. For me, like I think same thing. I could have asked for help because I'm one of those people that's just like I'm gonna do it because like I don't want to burden anybody else. And then I'm like, oh my god, and I'm just up here. So, or all this works up here, and then yeah. So I think asking for help is definitely something I need to do more. But that would have helped me in that situation. I was thinking about.
Well, thank you for sharing.
I recently, aka yesterday, encountered a situation where a family kept stating that I was not helping them just because the help that they wanted was unrealistic and not something that I could provide. Um, I did what I could in terms of referrals, but the expectation was that I had to speed up the referral process. I feel like I could have been more firm early on when we started because this was a pattern that started from intake. But I was trying to be very empathetic and try my best, but that was not successful. So just being a little more firm with what I am capable of doing.
Like letting people know what you're able to do within your job description.
Right. I mean,
Exactly.
yes, it's hard to explain, but yes.
No, I think I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
I do.
Just because I was clear, but I don't know.
Are you
Yeah.
saying, Talia, are you saying like time frames?
Time frames, yes, and services in general. This family was a very firm believer that there is a medication that can cure everything instantly, and only the only real mental health providers are medical doctors. And they needed access to a medical doctor as soon as possible to get medications that will stop everything and not talking. Because talking doesn't do anything.
Yeah, yeah. I work intake for my program, and I run into that a lot, like just a unrealistic expectation of when things are going to get done. They think that they're
Right.
the only client you have. Like, yeah.
Right. Yeah. That was that. I'm okay now.
Well, thank you for sharing. I appreciate you. All right, so our closing activity. Before we do this closing activity, I want to go back to the icebreaker really quick. So I want you to think of your current stress level, 1 being the lowest and 10 being like super maxed out, or an emoji that describes your mood. You can either put it in the chat or say it out loud, but let's see if anybody's stress level has gotten any better.
I think mine went down a little bit. My mom, my sister and dog just got home, but having her around makes me less stressed. So I think that's another thing. But I feel like I'm now up maybe at like a 4 instead of a 6, and I think I'm more of the first emoji because I have Lucy. But if she wasn't here, I think it would have been the middle. So yeah, it went down a little bit.
Well, I'm sure it was probably due to Lucy because she's very cute.
Um, If I'm honest, mine is pretty much the same, just because I am gonna be the one that's gonna present next, and I do get very anxious when I'm presenting.
That's understandable.
Mine's still about the same. I don't think it's decreased at all because I'm just thinking about everything I still have due and yeah.
You're letting it fester.
I do think mine went down because I was a 6 and now I feel more like a 4 or 5. It was just kind of nice to just I don't know, like connect with you guys and like realize that these are like universal feelings of like burnout and stress. So yeah, I think it was helpful.
Well, thank you guys for sharing. I appreciate it. Excuse me. Oh, so we already did that. Okay, and then these are just some of the references that I had for the presentation. I appreciate you all for hopping on and joining me for our group today, and I will talk to you guys later.